Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Bold and Beautiful lines up a controversial summer quadrangle. Now that spoiler is out of the picture. Although Bold and Beautiful has launched into a murder mystery with the recent deaths of Tom Starr and Hollis the bartender, they haven't forgotten about the need for some love in the afternoon, however twisted. That's right. The stars are aligning for a great, big, controversial summer love quadrangle. Keep reading as we walk you through the setup. It came as a surprise to exactly no one when Hope began falling for Steffi's husband Tim, given that he's arguably the ideal man for the blonde who is determined to uphold the values her mother never could. A straight arrow like Hope, Finn is courteous, reliable, professional, and let's not forget, hunky. Ironically, as Hope flirts with temptation with the married man, it's drawn more comparisons between her and her fickle mama, once known as the slut from the valley, at least to Stephanie, than ever before. Nonetheless, on paper, Hope and Finn would make a terrific match, other than the fact that he's already spoken for, and he offers something that Thomas simply cannot: an untarnished past. Aside from his irritating transgressions with regard to his birth mother, Tim, Dr. Feelgood appears to be as pure as the driven snow. Now we're compelled to point out that he could no longer be held in such esteem if he were to leave his wife and kids to hook up with Steffi's lifelong rival, but hey, soap characters can only be perfect for so long. Will it happen? We're certain it's headed that way, particularly now that Thomas has been shipped back to France alongside his new fiancée and his son. There's no ex-lover to distract Hope, and no Douglas to sweetly pry as to why Mommy is hugging Uncle Finn. Of course, it's all very confusing given that Thomas made it sound as though they were staying in Los Angeles until they got married, and would then return to France, but the fact that they've already been sent off indicates that they're clearing the way for the next big complication. Yes, the Sutzer is definitely gearing up for a Hope and Finn dalliance, but that's only part of the equation. As we mentioned, a summer quadrangle is afoot, with the other half being almost as predictable as the first. Teasers have Finn warning Liam to stay in his lane regarding Steffi, which tells us all we need to know. Just when you thought Toph the boy was going to focus entirely on being a good dad to his girls, he's right back in his ex's orbit. Given that Steffi just pointed the cops in Shiloh's direction, we'd expect Liam will pop up to defend the move, thus irking Finn. Indeed, if Finn and Steffi experience troubles anew over her accusations regarding her mother-in-law, Bill's son will be all too eager to chime in and make things worse. Week's end has Steffi setting boundaries for Hope both at work and with Finn, which is as good an indicator as you'll ever get as to what comes next. All soap fans know that rules put in place are guaranteed to be broken. If Finn and Hope draw closer and the writers allow Liam to get wind of it, well, things will really blow up at that point. As we all well know, it's soap messiness 101 for the ex to be lurking in the wings to not only agitate, but to pick up the pieces when the doo-doo hits the fan. With the focus shifting to Hope and Finn now that Thomas is out of the picture, Liam will be involved and steam will be once again in the air. Steffi, of course, will come to rue the day she sent her brother overseas and set this disastrous chain of events in motion, and her ex-husband will be on hand to console her. As the summer sun blazed over Los Angeles, the glamorous and tempestuous world of Forrester Creations was about to be shaken up like never before. Bold and Beautiful had a knack for keeping viewers on the edge of their seats, but this summer promised to be particularly explosive. With the shocking exit of Spoiler, the stage was set for a controversial quadrangle that would test loyalties, ignite passions, and upend lives in ways no one could have predicted. In the aftermath of Spoiler's departure, the Forrester family was left reeling. Once stable foundation of their empire felt fragile, like a house of cards teetering on the brink of collapse. Ridge Forrester, the patriarch, struggled to maintain control as he grappled with his emotions. Brooke Logan, his on-again, off-again love, found herself drawn into the maelstrom once more, unable to resist the magnetic pull of their shared history. But this time the stakes were higher. Enter Taylor Hayes, Ridge's ex-wife and Brooke's perennial rival. Taylor's return to Los Angeles was anything but coincidental. The renowned psychiatrist had sensed the turbulence within the Forrester clan and decided to stake her claim once more. Her presence was a reminder of the past, a catalyst for unresolved tensions and simmering desires. However, the real game-changer was the unexpected arrival of Deacon Sharp. Having served his time and vowing to turn over a new leaf, Deacon's re-entry into the Forrester orbit was fraught with danger and intrigue. His past entanglements with both Brooke and Quinn Fuller were the stuff of legend, and his presence threatened to reignite old flames and spark new ones. As the summer heat intensified, the lives of these four intertwined in a complex web of love, betrayal, and redemption. Ridge found himself torn between his enduring passion for Brooke and the deep, unresolved connection he shared with Taylor. The two women, each representing a different facet of his life, battled for his heart in a contest that transcended mere affection. Brooke, with her fiery spirit and unwavering determination, clashed with Taylor's cool, analytical approach. It was a battle of wills that left Ridge caught in the crossfire, his heart a battlefield. Meanwhile, Deacon's presence added an unpredictable element to the mix. His history with Brooke was tumultuous, marked by moments of intense passion and bitter regret. Despite their rocky past, there was an undeniable chemistry between them that neither could ignore. But Deacon's reformed persona brought a new dimension to their relationship, one that challenged Brooke to see beyond their history and consider a future she had never dared to imagine. Quinn Fuller, always a wild card, watched from the sidelines with keen interest. Her marriage to Eric Forrester had survived countless trials, but Deacon's return stirred old insecurities. Quinn's love for Eric was fierce, but her attraction to danger and the forbidden made her susceptible to Deacon's charm. As she navigated her conflicting emotions, Quinn found herself drawn into the orbit of the Quadrangle, her actions setting off a chain reaction that would ripple through the Forrester family. The dynamics within Forrester Creations mirrored the personal turmoil. Power struggles and boardroom battles became the backdrop for the emotional upheaval. Steffi Forrester, Ridge and Taylor's daughter, assumed a more prominent role in the company, determined to prove herself amidst the chaos. Her fierce ambition and loyalty to her family were tested as she found herself embroiled in the drama that enveloped her parents and their tangled loves. Summer in Los Angeles had never felt so intense. The lines between love and hate, loyalty and betrayal, blurred as the quadrangle deepened. Every glance, every whispered conversation, carried the weight of unspoken desires and hidden agendas. The past was never far behind, a shadow that loomed over their every move, reminding them that history had a way of repeating itself. As Ridge, Brooke, Taylor, and Deacon navigated their complicated relationships, they were forced to confront their deepest fears and desires. Ridge's struggle to reconcile his love for two women mirrored his internal conflict over his identity and legacy. Brooke, ever the fighter, grappled with her own vulnerabilities and the possibility of a future with Deacon. Taylor's return to Los Angeles was not just about reclaiming lost love, but also about finding her place in a world that had changed in her absence. Deacon's journey was perhaps the most complex of all. His desire for redemption clashed with his natural inclination towards chaos. As he sought to rebuild his life, he found himself irresistibly drawn back into the world of the Forresters, where love and betrayal were two sides of the same coin. The summer quadrangle was a crucible, a test of character and resolve. It forced each of them to confront their past mistakes and make choices that